Welcome to Season 3 of Sailing Sitka. I'm Kenna and this is Jay. We live aboard our 1976 Choi Lee sailboat named Sitka, in which we have sailed south from Canada in 2022 to the very last port of Mexico. This season, we are finally exiting Mexico and taking our boat further through the Panama Canal and into the beautiful Central American waters. Alongside us for this season is our pal Nico, who is tagging along for the adventure because why the hell not? So hit that subscribe button and follow along, as this season we are sailing as far and wide as possible. You guys you make this happen and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Sailing Sitka, and I hope you enjoy. Good morning everyone. 5 a.m. We are lifting the hook here at Bahia Salina, and we are sailing to Playa del Cocos today, and we're very excited, very tired but very excited. Getting everything organized here, getting everything stowed, the engine's on, we're just about to lift the hook. Can't really film anything quite yet, it's still pitch dark outside. So yeah, once the sun comes up we'll get some shots for you guys. Thanks for watching and welcome to this episode of Sailing Sitka. Early morning departures before sunrise come with their challenges. Apart from not being able to see our surroundings, our batteries are sometimes at a low charge in the early dark hours of the morning, which can impact the power of our windlass. So here and there we need to lift the chain by hand if the windlass slows down or doesn't have enough juice to pull up the amount of chain that we have out. It's wonky, yes, but it works for us. And just like that, we were raising the main and making our exit out of our very first bay of Costa Rica. Next up, Playa del Coco, to officially check in.
Alright guys, so we are about 3 hours away from getting into Playa del Coco. As you can hear, the engine's running, because once again, predict wind has been wrong. Right now we have the main up, but it's pretty much just stabilizing the boat. There's not really any wind. So we're motoring, making good time though. I don't know if Kenna showed you, but we have no more chart plotter at the helm. So on our way from Chiapas down to our first port in Puerto del Sol, Nicaragua, the new bracket we installed for the chart plotter broke, and the chart plotter went for a dip, like in the cockpit. And then it seemed to be still working after that point. And then we jerry-rigged, fixed it with some glue, and that held on, but not good enough. And a week later it fell again, and that time since then it hasn't worked. Turns on, but it just beeps non-stop, puts a bunch of waypoints everywhere, doesn't allow us to zoom in or out. So we looked online to see how we could factory reset it, and there's two ways to do it. One is soft keys and one with the hard keys. Tried both multiple times without any success. So after like 2 hours of playing around with it, we just decided that yeah, it's retired now. It's back in the chart table, no longer plugged at the helm station, which kind of sucks. We had just bought $500 charts for it. We're back to just navigating with our phones, which is fine, but not so great when it's pissing rain or in big seas and we're coming in a port, which ended up happening when we're coming in San Juan del Sur. So anyways, we're gonna keep our eye out for a used chart plotter. The one we had that broke was a Ray Marine E series. It's about 10 years old, so we might get some luck, somebody upgrading, and we can buy one for cheap. So anyways, if you guys know of a Ray Marine E-Series for sale for cheap in Central America or Panama, let us know in the comments. So far, Costa Rica has been pretty. Looking at the coastline, it's pretty luscious and jungly, and apparently we're going to see some monkeys where we're going, so pretty excited about that. Apparently we got to keep a close eye on our GoPros and phones, because those monkeys will come and steal them from us. Also, we've been told that dinghy theft is pretty high in Costa Rica, so you have to like lock up everything, like your outboard, your boat, your fuel can, anything you leave in your dinghy will get stolen. Also, we're going to be back in some surf area, so like kind of like when we were first season along the Baja coast, where we have to land the dinghy on surf. So we're going to have to get our surf skills back on, where we kind of accelerate and time it and then land the dinghy on a surf break. So that'll be exciting. Hopefully we won't get too wet doing it. Today's Sunday and we're gonna arrive around 2 p.m. and we can't check in on Sundays, so the port captain's office opens tomorrow at 8 and we have like 4 stops to do. I think immigration, port captain, down to customs, which is at the airport, so we have to take a bus for that, like a 45-minute bus ride, but it's like $1 to take, and then come back, and then back to the port's captain, and then we should be done. All these check-in process in Costa Rica are free as far as we know, which is nice, apart from the bus, which is like $1 per person, so that's not bad. It's a lot better than all we had to spend in Nicaragua. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hi guys, behind me you'll see that this is Playa del Coco. We are coming in right now. We're about to drop the hook here in about 30 minutes. And yeah, of course it's starting to rain as soon as you're coming into port. So I am in my bathing suit. I'm just gonna have a freshwater rinse from Mother Nature, which is fantastic. And yeah, this is us. We're very excited to be here, officially checking in to Costa Rica. And then that way we can go explore everywhere legally. Our friends on Taku, they dropped their pin on where they anchored here in this bay, so we're actually gonna snag their spot. Thanks guys. And yeah, we're excited to be anchored. Hopefully it's not too rolly in here, but again, we're gonna be checking in, and then if it is, we can dip. If not, we'll stay here for a while and see what it's all about. Make sure to show you guys. Playa del Coco, known as Coconut Beach. Sounds exotic and tropical, doesn't it? I'm sure it is during dry season, but later on down the line, weeks from this moment, we learned some information that I'm going to share with you now. We arrived in Costa Rica during its rainiest season in 136 years. The airports later closed down and grounded all flights. Streets were undrivable, and rivers piled up to 5 feet high with runoff water. We were so happy that we stopped in sunny Bahia Salinas before this, because going straight from rolly and wet San Juan del Sur to here would have put an even bigger dent on our morale than there already is. Although we should have known coming into the tropics that there is weather like this, but it's an extra shock to the system after having experienced rain only twice for 20 minutes in the last 2 years of cruising Mexico. Central America may be showing us how wet it can get, but it doesn't make an impact on how wonderful and wild this part of the world can be. I don't know if you can tell from the background behind me, but it's pretty rolly here. So I just took a bunch of drugs. My seasickness medication.
Yeah, it's pretty rolly, and sadly there's...
You can't even see the sea on the camera.
There's tons of bays here. That boat's moving even more than us behind us.
Oh my god.
There's tons of bays here that are super protected, but sadly we can't go to them until we clear in here. So and we can't clear in today because it's Sunday. So tomorrow we're gonna clear in. And then once we're cleared in, we'll probably do a bunch of groceries. We'll sleep here tomorrow night. But then the following day, if it's still like this, if it calms down, we'll probably stay. The town looks kind of cool to explore. But if it keeps being this shitty, we're gonna go 4 miles up, which is like 40 minutes away. There's this really protected bay with like monkeys and all that stuff, so we'll go do that instead. Because yeah.
You should see the camera right now.
Yeah, this is pretty brutal.
Like it's sea, sky. See?
Like this is 100% worse than being at sea, by the way. Like at sea, like shit's more stable and doesn't bang around. This is like pretty bad. Pretty bad. And we're literally stuck on the boat, and it's like 2:10 p.m. right now, and we're stuck till tomorrow 7:30 is probably when we'll start heading to shore, because the port captain opens at 8 in the morning. So by the time we like go inland, tie up the dinghy and all that, I want to be there first thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we were facing this way, but also nobody's put stern anchors here, so kind of can't be the only one.
No one has.
No, and there's moorings everywhere, so there's not a lot of space. It's pretty deep here. We're anchored in 40 feet of water. Also, our depth sounder decided to stop working like just 5 miles out of here, so we're guessing we're in 40 feet based on the charts and based on the reviews, but yeah. On a good note though, I'm pretty sure I found a leak cause in our room. I don't know if Kenna had showed you, but our room was kind of leaking. You haven't?
No.
Yeah, it was leaking quite a bit actually, but you'll see tape above that track there. So basically where these stoppers go, but on the forward end, there was like no more sealant, and there was a hole in there, pretty big hole, And we don't need a screw in the stopper because this one's fine, but that one we remove every season to take all the blocks off. And so I just filled it with epoxy, and I'm gonna, once it's cured, I had to tape it because like I filled it with epoxy, and literally 2 minutes later it started raining. It basically rains nonstop here every day. But yeah, I don't know why there's so many boats anchored in here. You couldn't catch me dead anchoring in here if I was cleared in right now. But I mean, it's pretty. That being said, maybe it's like rolly during the daytime and at night it calms down. And if that's the case, that's totally fine. I mean, it seems like to go and come, to come and go, come and go. Kenna's not impressed with life right now. No. If I had all the money in the world, I'd get an aluminum catamaran, that's for sure.
To be fair, all of our friends warned us before we came here. Like, to Central America, I mean. They're like, get ready for rolling anchorages and lots of rain. And now we're like, oh my god.
Well, we kind of knew. Like, that's why I said to Canada before we left, I'm like, don't expect to spend that much time in Nicaragua and Costa Rica because it's going to suck. For us, on a boat anyways, it will. So, and we're discovering that right now. It sucks. It just does. Like, I wish it didn't, but it does. It's just it's not comfortable at all. I mean, the last anchorage we're at was awesome, to be honest, but we weren't legally allowed to be there. But yeah, I mean, once we clear in here, there's some protected anchorages after that, so that'll be great. It's just kind of shitty that all the anchorages with a town where there's things to do are all horrible, like unprotected. But that's also because these countries are known for surfing, and the towns are close to surfing spots, and surfing spots and anchorages don't go hand in hand, obviously. So it is what it is. So if you're coming to Central America, just be ready for that. Rolling anchorages and lots of rain. That being said, we are still in the rainy season. I guess here the rainy season only ends December 1st, so we're still early November right now, so more rains are coming. We looked at the weather, and every day, rain, 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 thunderstorm, 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 rain, rain, rain. We heard like super loud thunder earlier. So that's another thing too, like that means like no solar. So for us, that's kind of shitty because solar is how we charge everything, and that's how we get internet with Starlink. Starlink.
We run our Blue Eddy through our Starlink.
Yeah, so like we run our Blue Eddy through solar, and then we connect Starlink to that. So if we don't have sun, that means we don't have internet. So we haven't even used Starlink once since we've sailed off the marina because we haven't had sun. So kind of a bummer, but it is what it is.
Good morning, everyone. As you can tell, it has calmed down quite a bit. We were actually able to enjoy a really, really good sleep, which was fantastic and super unexpected. And today we are doing all of our check-in process, so we'll try to take you along. Normally you can't really film these things. Hopefully that'll go over pretty smoothly, and then we can get a coffee and some grub and a phone plan. And then tomorrow we'll be landing laundry. Today we'll be landing garbage. Tomorrow we'll be dropping off laundry. The first time since Mexico. So yeah, it'll be good. Very excited to start the day, and it's dry. It's dry, the decks are dry, the boat's dry. It feels good to not walk on dewy decks. Oh, and two little birdies on our spreaders. Oh, bye. We landed the dinghy on the beach, which was an extreme sport in itself. Especially here, we learned as time went on that there can get some pretty gnarly swells that crash on shore. Then we found a tree to lock the dinghy to, including the outboard and fuel can. Once set, we began our process of running around to get checked in for free. First up was immigration, located at the police station, but sadly they sent us away until 1 p.m. So we went to the port captain's, which then sent us on a trip to the airport. We ended up running into some people who Nick knew through their son in the States, so naturally they offered to drive us to the airport since they lived here and owned a vehicle. I know, what are the odds? At the airport, we went to customs, which went over very smoothly, but then when trying to go back to the port captain for the last step, they closed the day at 3 p.m. Well, day 2 of clearing in, because in Costa Rica, I guess people go really slow. So we're gonna try to do that. And the beach landings here are freaking rough, so we're also gonna try to film that. And yeah. The next morning we went ashore to finish the checking in process. Here I filmed the dinghy landing situation, which, of course, since I was filming, was the easiest landing we've ever accomplished, and no one got drenched for the first time since being here. Up from the beach, there are freshwater showers everywhere, which we obviously took advantage of to wash the sand off our feet. Then it was back to the port captains to finish our last step of checking in to Costa Rica. Another rainy night aboard Sitka here in Playa del Coco. But we are officially checked in, which means we can put up our Costa Rica sticker. Costa Rica sticker.
And also we took the Q flag down last night and I put the actual Costa Rican flag. So for those of you who are interested, like the check-in process here in Cocos Beach, which is where you have to check in when you're coming in from the northern side of Costa Rica, so from Nicaragua or Mexico or whatnot, is free. And it's pretty easy. There's 4 steps, but none of them are complicated, and they're all free actually. So first step, you go to immigration. Then once you're done with immigration, you will go to the port captain's office. They will fill more paperwork. And then once you're done with the port captains, you have to go to Liberia Airport, which is about a 45-minute bus ride or a 25-minute drive, which we were lucky enough to have some really generous people give us a ride there. So that was really awesome. And after you're done with the airport, you go back to the port captains for the final step to get your national Zarpe. And for us, unfortunately, on day 1, we couldn't accomplish all those tasks in one day, so it was a 2-day process. But they didn't seem to mind, like it wasn't like a big deal or anything. They're just like, oh yeah, just come back tomorrow. It's fine. We're going to be closed by the time you come back. So everybody was super nice, super lovely to deal with here when it came to checking in. And it was also free, so that's always a big bonus. And now Sitka is free to move anywhere within Costa Rica. And from what I understood and from what we were told by the port captain here, she did tell me that we do not need it to check in anywhere else until we check out from Golfito, which is like the most southern safe harbor in Costa Rica here, where most boats proceeding south will check out of. So very nice. So we just experienced our 3rd night aboard, and the 2nd and 3rd night were not like the 1st night. No. So we kind of got tricked here. They were pretty rolly, so but not as bad as a lot of places we've been to, so it's been very bearable. But now we can put up this cool guy. Look at him! I'm excited. Don't open it? Alright, where's this little munchkin going?
I just realized I'm in my memo.
Yeah, what's new? That's the bears.
Do you want it on the front?
Sure. Yeah, not all stickers are created equally.
They also don't really know what stickers are here. I literally went into a shop in, oh, you can see how sweaty I am. I went into a shop in Costa Rica. I'm like, stickers? And she's like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. I turn and I'm like, they're right there. And there's like 20 of them. I'm like,
But the word in Spanish for stickers is a weird one that even if you use Google Translate, it doesn't actually come up.
No.
There you go.
Later, we noticed a leak coming from our freshwater foot pump that is connected to our water tank, in which we use in the galley sink to do dishes. Jay decided to take it upon himself to open it up and see if he could fix it. But like many projects, he just couldn't figure out what was broken about it.
Yeah, we just opened this pump and like there's nothing visually wrong with it. It's just like, I don't know. The seals are probably getting old. It looks brand new inside though.
Did you already put beetle tape in there?
Yeah, it doesn't do anything though. I don't even know. It's hard to see where it's leaking from. I mean, it's from all around the area where the foot pedal shaft goes through, I guess. But like it leaks a decent amount, like, which is not good. It's not good at all because it's gonna rot our floors, and then we're wasting water every fire too. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if you bought something and it worked great for more than 2 years? guys, here's the reality sometimes of cruising. So we just got back to the boat, and as you can tell by the towels moving, it is very, very, very rolly in the anchorage right now. We had to run the engine because we showed back up and the batteries are at like 12.2 something, so like we had to charge them. It was raining so hard today that we went ashore at noon, and our dinghy was on the beach under a palm tree, so slightly covered from rain, and the dinghy was full to the brim, like I mean to the brim, like it was insanity. And now, as you can tell, it's so rolly that we stripped our bed and just made a bed in the actual salon. Nick right now is staying ashore with a friend. Smart move on his part. And yeah, it's like 11 p.m. right now. We just got home, and yeah, we got Bean's ready, and we figured the boat's rolling like this, so we figured it's better to set the bed and being able to sleep a towards ship. That way we actually can sleep, because like this I can actually sleep. Like you're just all the blood to your head, all the blood to your toes, but you can sleep. But if you're rolling side to side, like port to starboard like that, there's no way you can sleep. And Bean agrees, right, Bean?
This is sometimes the worst way to travel.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you want to get somewhere the slowest and the most uncomfortable, wet way and the most expensive way, sailing's for you. The sets of waves that were breaking on the beach, like, I don't even know how we didn't flood the dinghy on the way out. Like, we did good, but it was like kind of sketchy. And I didn't tell Kenna. I told her now, but I didn't tell her at the time. But something was touching my feet, so I don't know if it was a ray that I almost stepped on and could have got spiked, because there is rays here, or something else, but something was touching my feet and it was alive, like it was moving. And I was like, okay, can I get on the dinghy now, and then we finally just rode off, and we managed to like get off without any hiccups. But and I was kind of worried too, because the jerry can of fuel was like floating upside down in the dinghy. And Kenna can attest to that, but just before we left, I was like, it looks like it's gonna rain a lot today. I should go close the air vent on the fuel tank. And thank freaking baby Jesus I did, or else would have had to row the entire way, and we're the furthest boat out. We're like at least a mile off the beach. So,
and we're friggin' dipping tomorrow, you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna go to a flat calm anchorage that's like only 4 miles away.
40
There's
minutes
some
away.
big weather coming in like today. Well, you can already feel it now. The swells are kind of huge. And tomorrow, so we're gonna get out of here. There's an anchorage just I'd say, yeah, northeast of here that's more protected. Like, it's supposed to have flood calm water and white sandy beaches and all the beautiful things we're looking for, remote. So we're gonna go there, and then we have some internet friends that have been recommended us through other friends that we met in real life. But they're at a marina there, and they told us to come say hi and have a drink, and we could do laundry too, so that's super nice. That's the great part of the cruising community. So excited to meet new cruising friends and be somewhere flat.
Yes. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace out.
As time went on, the worse this anchorage got, and the more hiccups we experienced when trying to lift the hook and get the hell out of Dodge. But all of this next week on Sailing Sitka. Don't miss out. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Sailing Sitka. Stick around for more to come. If you enjoyed, please spread the love and let us know. Special thank you to our Patreon members for making these videos possible, as well as helping our dreams come true. See you all next week.